Okay, we begin our study. Today we will study about the anatomy of turtle. Uh, I think you are already studied in the practical work in laboratory, but today we will study about deeper about the differences, the kind of turtle. There is a special kind of organ that they have, and then today we will study deeper about their visceral organ. Okay, let me share slide. Okay, okay. As we know, there are still three kind of turtle that uh, we we can see in our practical tests in small animal or exotic veterinary service. The first one is tortoise, or we call it land turtle. There is some kind of land turtle like Aldabra, sulcata, turtle, redfoot. This the kind of turtle that now is just a bit popular if we compare it with another kind of turtle. And then freshwater turtle like this one. Maybe you have it in your home, or you already has it. We call it in Indonesia Brazilian turtle, but I think is not in biology we call it red ear turtle. And then soft shell turtle like lapi-lapi, and then seawater turtle, or we call it in Indonesia penyu. That is in we don't treat it in small animal or exotic pet, but is an conservation animal. Okay. There is two kind of turtle. We we divided big with their anatomical structure. The first one is Cryptodira. The is the turtle that fold their neck in the ventral, and then the side neck turtle, or we call it Pleurodira. Total, approximately there is more than 300 species of turtle. This consists of tortoise and freshwater and seawater turtle, or we call it freshwater is semi-aquatic turtle. Yeah, there is kind of a lot of kind of turtle that now is adapted as exotic pet animal. Like this one is Indian star or star tortoise. Herman tortoise. This Herman tortoise is a popular tortoise in Europe and America. The red ear turtles, it's a semi-aquatic turtle, is very popular all over the world. And then alligator snakebite turtle, this is a carnivore turtle from North America, but maybe in just recent year, 2 or 3 years recent, some people have imported it and try to breeding it in Indonesia. Okay, this the anatomical feature of tortoise or turtle. They have specific cell. We call it the dorsal one is carapace, the ventral one is plastron, and they have four limb. The front, the for limb and the hind limb. Uh, a lot of species can hide uh, their head, their tail, and their linked to their carapace and plastron or their shell. Okay, this is their bodies is covered by shell is a specific characteristic anatomy of turtle or Testudines. The dorsal is we call it carapace. The ventral one we call it plastron. Especially in carapace, is very distinctive or in many species. So we can use it as identification for any kind of species of turtle in, especially if we only found the remain of bodies of the turtle. Especially we use it in conservation in sea turtle, and then some kind of semi-aquatic and tortoise, wild tortoise turtle, wild land turtle. This one is some kind of semi-aquatic or freshwater turtle. This is a sun turtle. Their habitat is in Borneo. This is a soft shell turtle, Amida sp. Yes, in some country they use it as a soup. This an ambon freshwater turtle. This is a pig-nose semi-aquatic turtle. And then this is the example of tortoise. The tortoise in maybe in 5 years recent they have a huge popularity, and a lot of breeder is successfully breed them, especially is sulcata and the radiata. This one is kind of in Indian star and sulcata. This one is example of radiata tortoise. Then this one is example of Aldabra and Manuurea emis. Manuurea emis is species of land turtle or tortoise that live freely in Southeast Asia, and there are native animal to Indonesia, but they are yeah, critically endangered. So it's criminal to shoot and hunt them in the wild. This is some kind of example of tortoise that come to our hospital, our university veterinary hospital. This one is Aldabra. This is Dr. Novan's patient. It has maybe 97 kilogram of weight, but the most species that come to veterinary hospital is sulcata, and then some kind of radiata and Indian star. Okay, this is the anatomical feature of the tortoise. As we know, they have a scoot or a modified scale that form their plastron. There is a 6 pair of their scoot: gular, humeral, pectoral, abdominal, femoral, and anal. This 6 pair of scoot is very standard or very same in all of their species. This is the gular one. This is the humeral. This is the pectoral. This is the abdominal, femoral, and anal. Okay, we going into their musculoskeletal system. As we know, they don't have a teeth, so they only cut their food with their pair of like something like beak. And they have a short jaw, but although they have an quadratus bone, but they cannot open their mouth widely like snake or lizard. They are unable to swallow large prey, but exceptions for some species like alligator snapping turtle, because they have very large head. As you can see, they have some concave structure in their temporal and occipital and in their interparietal bone. So some neck muscle can join strongly in this cavity, and it makes their bite is very strong. This is their bone and their skull. This consists of the cervical vertebrae, trunk vertebrae, or we call it presacral, sacral, and their coccygeal. Okay, their musculoskeletal, they have external adductor muscle, and they have a retractor musculus that can pull their head on and their tail closer to their bodies. And yes, their majority species can retract their head and their tail enter the shell, just like a lot of species of freshwater turtle and tortoise, especially in Brazilian tortoise and sulcata. But in another species, especially in seawater turtle, they cannot retract their head to enter the shell. And they have adductor muscle to add a force when they pat their foot on their prey. Okay, we move to their vertebrae. They doesn't have diaphragma, but they have a septum postpulmonal that divide the thoraxis and their abdomen. And their vertebrae consists of region presacral or cervical, sacral or thoracolumbar, and regiocaudal, especially in their tail. And they have this muscle, epaxial and hypaxial, that it will attach to their head and their limb. Okay, this is their, I'm sorry, okay. Okay, this is their carapace and their vertebrae. One segment of their carapace below this carapace is one segment of their vertebrae. So we cannot define an exact number of their or all of their species. They have very distinctive number of their vertebrae. So it can use to identify the species of turtle. And they doesn't have a sternum. So in the ventral, they only have a plastron to protect their bodies. And their and their cervical bone and their tailbone is moved freely. And then there's their muscle, epaxial and hypaxial muscle is attached to their neck and tail. Okay, we move to their extremities. The cranial one or the pectoral region is consists of epiplastron, or we call it clavicular bone, endoplastron or interclavicula, and array of scapula, processus acromion, and coracoid bone. Scapular bone fused dorsally with carapace through ligamentous attachment and articulates ventrally with humerus at cavitas glenoidalis in scapula. Okay, this is the example of their forelimb on the extremities. As we know, there is a kind of three kind of turtle: freshwater turtle, seawater turtle, and land turtle or tortoise. As you know, like in this picture, the freshwater turtle have 5 digit, and they have long claw or long nail, and they have a membrane in their interdigital in their digital. But it's very different if we see like this in the sea turtle, their line is formed like in fin, like in aquatic animal. But another animal like tortoise, their feet is, if we compare, is they're like an elephant or rhinoceros feet. Okay, move to the caudal extremities in same like a general animal. They have consist of ilium, ischium, and pubis in their pelvis and has a meeting point at the acetabulum, while the os ilium is dorsally attached to vertebrae sacralis. And they have normally they have 5 digit, although in the forelimb or their hind limb. Okay, scute is the outermost part of the shell is uh, modified of the scale. It's formed by epidermis and scute, and the number and the size of scute is varies in species of tortoise or tortoise. This that can help in species identification in wild, especially in conservation. And the scute of the carapace consists of marginal, cervical, pleural, costal, and vertebral. Vertebral is the in the center. Cervical, marginal, and pleural. The scute of plastron consists of gular, humeral, pectoral, abdominal, femoral, and anal. The number of the scute in the carapace, yes, this is vary in every species. Okay, we move to their viscera or their internal organ. Like you see, in almost all of the tortoise anatomy, their heart is located very near with their hepatic or their liver, and their lung is laid down and attached to their carapace in the dorsal area, and then they have vesica urinaria. Okay. This is their circulation organ, consists of 3-chambered heart. They have 2 atrium and 1 ventricle, just like this picture. Okay, this one is I don't think is important enough for you to know. Okay, this one is where you draw the blood from turtle. The first one is jugular vein. Is located in the neck area. You can draw it from right one or the left one, but you must control their head and their neck. We can draw from vena coccygeal dorsal, and then from dorsal occipital venous plexus is located in the cranial of carapace and is behind the neck of the turtle. Especially is best for marine turtles to draw blood at the location. And we can draw blood from brachial venous sinus, this located in front limb, and then from toenail. But it's least recommended because we must cut their nail until they bleed. It's very painful from them, and then can cause the trauma and further infection. This one is the example. If we draw blood from vena jugularis or jugular vein from the turtle, like you can see in the picture, you can you can grab their head, and then another one on your crew must hold their veins with their finger. This is from plexus brachial venous sinus. This one is from dorsal occipital plexus venous. This one is located in the front below the carapace. But you must control their head and their neck. It's better if you anesthetize, make the anesthetic the turtle so they cannot move too much. And then the last one is from their vena coccygeal. But the problem from this position is some of the turtle species doesn't have long tail, so it's very difficult to locate their vein. Okay, we move to respiration organ. They uh, ma- uh, major, they breathe majorly with their nasal or their nose. Their air enter through the nasal external into the cavum and through the palatum dorum into the pharynx. The glottis is appears behind their tongue, and the trachea has a complete tracheal ring, and their lung is multicameral. It has like a lot of fold and a lot of structure that can hold a volume of air. Maximum is half of the abdominal cavity. The pulmo is located dorsally to the periosteum of carapace. Is not surrounded by pleura. Is only separated to cavum abdominal with postpulmonary septum, but they are a little bit different if we compare with diaphragma because they doesn't have an musculus in this pulmonary septum. This one is the picture of their multicameral lungs. As you know, they have more advanced lung if we compare with majority of lizard and snakes. This is the location of their lung. They attach dorsally to their carapace. And then this one is the radiographic picture. If we want to inspect the lung organ, because a lot of, especially in tortoise species, it's come from the dry climate area. But as you know, Indonesia has a wet and have a high humidity, so it's very common to some of tortoise species have an respiration infection. So we must see their lung if there is an inflammation or there is an fluid in their lung. The position if we want to check their lung is lateral and craniocaudal. Craniocaudal, their head is located in the front area before we take an X-ray picture. Okay, some semi-aquatic turtle have respiration accessories organ. They have bursal cloaca. Yeah, they have ability to absorb oxygen through the vascularization of the bursal cloaca. Bursal cloaca is located after the cloaca, but below the vesica urinaria or before the gallbladder. And this can they use to absorb oxygen during their period hibernation in water. Some soft-shell turtle, for example, is lapi-lapi or bulus, they have some special cell and special cilia in their pharyngeal mucosa that can absorb oxygen in the water, but mainly they breathe with their lung. Okay, we move to digestive organ. A lot of tortoise that come to veterinary service is herbivore. Maybe if we sum it with another species, maybe 25% of tortoise is herbivore, but majorly they are omnivore. They consist of oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, their stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Some species have cecum, and there have cloaca. This is the digestive organ of turtle. They doesn't have an teeth, so they equip it with tongue, horny plate for gripping and chewing food in their mouth, like you see in this picture. This is a picture of alligator snapping turtle and common snapping turtle. They have this one is alligator snapping turtle. They have a very large heart if we compare with their bodies, so they can open their mouth very wide. But if we compare with common snapping turtle, it doesn't have the large head like alligator snapping turtle, but they can open their mouth. Yeah, but it's just if we compare with another turtle, is wide, but it's not wide as like alligator snapping turtle. Okay, we move to their urogenital organ. their kidney have very greatly in shape, in very species have their specific shape in their kidney, and they have a very efficient at storing and using water. They excrete uric acid, not urea or ammonia, is located under the dorsal vertebrae of the abdomen. And their right and left kidney is located symmetrically. It's a little bit different if we compare with snake or lizard. Okay, they have all species. They have a bladder, called gallbladder or vesica urinaria. It can have function like a fluid store. It's a little bit different if we see the structure if we compare it with mammals. If we compare the gallbladder in mammals, it's like rubber, I think. But if we compare with gallbladder in the turtle, it's just like a plastic, but uh, more uh, dense. And then usually they in some species they can reabsorb their fluid from the bladder during the dry season. And water turtle can usually reabsorb the sodium from their gallbladder, and it can also use at buoyancy aid if the freshwater turtle want to swim or want to diving. Okay, the tortoise in this some species they have an predispositional factor for bladder stone, especially if we compare majority is happen or sulcata is not is very on is very what I think in Indonesia, yeah, it's not see their age or their how large they are or how old they are. It can happen in any age on any large of their bodies, especially in sulcata. But it's not too common to happen especially in freshwater turtle, but it's very common in tortoise or land turtle. Okay, this one is the picture of some picture of their uh, kidney. It's very different in one on another species. This one is laterally picture lateral of their kidney and their bladder. In some case, their bladder stone can if their size is not too big, they can normally out from cloaca. Okay, we move to their sexual dimorphism. It's a little bit different from snake. They have some anatomical differences between the male one and the female one, especially in freshwater turtle and seawater turtle is very big different in their anatomy between the male and the female. Especially like the in freshwater turtle, in some species, the male have longer tail and more distal fin if we compare with female one. But in almost all of their species, the plastron of the male is concave. It will help if when they have an copulation, so they can mate with the female. Some of aquatic species, especially in freshwater turtle, the male one have a longer claw in the forelimb if we compare with the female one. But in the most species, especially in seawater turtle, the female may be larger than male or have wider shell. In another species, like American box turtle, the males have red iris and the female has yellow or brown iris. Okay, this is the picture of the sexual dimorphism of the male radiata turtle and female radiata turtle. As you can see, they have a concave plastron in the male, more flat plastron in the female, and their anal scoop in the male have more wider if we compare with the female one. This is the picture of some kind of freshwater turtle. The male have a longer tail and have a longer claw in for their forelimb, and some differences in their different color of their iris. Okay, we move to their reproduction organ. The copulatory organ permitting internal fertilization. Internal fertilization is required for shell egg, and like as I know, there is not parthogenesis turtle in the world like until now. And then copulatory organ formed from an invagination of cloaca. This is the phallus or their male copulatory organ. Is uh, a very different shape in species like this one. And this one is their female organ. This is the picture of the copulation process of turtle. Okay, all total of ovipar, and they building a nest, and then they lay their egg, maybe 4 until more than 100 eggs based on their species. Okay, and in some species like in sea turtle, they will come back to the place where they hatch, and then they will build a nest and lay their egg to incubate their egg. Okay, we move to the nerve and sensory system. They have a tiny brain, but their cerebrum is larger than amphibian. But if we compare with another reptile, turtle is I think is the most intelligent of that kind of turtle. Okay, in their sense, they have inner and middle hearing organ, but very poor hearing. But they have a good smelling senses, and they have a sharp close-up vision, and some species can distinguish color like humans. Okay, thank you. I think is okay. I think it's enough to our class today. Is there any question from you? Okay, I think you have studied in practical work in laboratory, so I think it's enough from you to study about it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There is one question from Eka Putri. How to differentiate turtle to tortoise? Nah, it's okay.